How different does it feel for you this year?
I mean, we could just, I don't know how different it feels, but we definitely got something. You know, we got something special, so our job is just to keep stacking days, you know, keep chopping wood, never too high, never too low, and just keep working.
How fun are days like today when it is competitive and you guys are kind of going back and forth and talking to each other and trying to push each other?
Yeah, it's a blast. It's a blast, you know. And especially like we're drawing at each other, we're getting after each other. There's a great competitive fire, and as soon as we walk off the field, we walk off, give each other hugs, we're joking around, we get in the locker room. So it's great. It makes it a lot of fun.
You said you got something special. Can you sort of qualify what you've seen that jumps out at you, that's impressed you?
I mean, this is just the most well-rounded team I've ever been a part of, both sides of the ball. We're not missing any position. You know, we've got everything we need on offense. Our defense has more of an edge than I've ever seen since I've been here. They're flying around. They got some dogs. It's just special. You know, I can't really put it into words right now, but we'll see September 2nd.
How fun has it been? Obviously, you're able to work out and throw with some of the guys, but to be back as a team and go through, you know, the full 11-on-11, 7-on-7 type stuff with that receiver group.
Really fun, really fun. I think it's taken us a couple of days to kind of get back into the swing of things. And I think you saw yesterday and today that I think we're really starting to click with our timing, and you know, we've got so much depth that we can get fresh legs in there just about every series, to where, you know, there's not much of a drop-off at all between that first group going out and that second group going out. So that's really, really cool. It makes my job a lot easier.
Casey and Red both talked about how they just want you to be you, and how the first 4 games are tough, and they kind of want you to just, you know, go through it and go through it. How are you approaching the first part of the season and the beginning of your starting era?
Just really all I'm thinking about right now is just trying to do my job. You know, we've got every single piece that we need, and I'm really just trying to go out there and do my job. Those first 4 games we've got a great non-conference, and you know, these games that we got coming up are the kind of games you live for. You know, we open up with La Tech, and we get to storm into Norman. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, how much confidence does that give you when you tell yourself, hey, all I got to do is do my job and be me?
A ton, yeah, and you know, I think what also gives me confidence too is I've only played in a couple of games, but you know, this is my 3rd year here, so I've got a great relationship with all the coaches on our staff. You know, I feel like they have a lot of confidence in me, which makes my job a lot easier. And again, I just have so many talented, great guys around me that all I got to go out there is just do my job and put the ball in the hands of the playmakers.
A couple new offensive linemen have come in. Just what have you seen from that group in front of you as they've kind of rotated some different guys in there?
Awesome. Just like I was saying with the receivers, there's not much of a drop off at all between the 1 O-line that goes out and the 2 O-line that goes out. We've got the Twin Towers on the outside with Marcus and Hiron. Great interior guys. Branson's probably the toughest, nastiest dude on our team. 2 great guards and guys that can rotate in. We've a really good offensive line.
Is that a nice kind of peace of mind? A little bit, obviously, you know, stuff's going to happen during a game, but that you feel like you've got a solid protection group right there.
Absolutely, yeah. I have 100% confidence in my line.
How much bigger are you than a year ago at this time? And is it natural growing into your frame, or did you go into the off season with the strength staff saying you wanted to add a certain number of pounds?
No, me and Coach Grays and the strength staff put together a great plan for me. They made it really simple. This is what I want you to do, and this is the weight that we're trying to get you at. And they gave me every resource, whether it was in the weight room, nutrition, everything I need to get my body ready to be able to go the distance this year. So I feel really good about where I'm at physically right now.
What do you?
215 right now. So I feel good.
Jonathan McGill talked about how defensively they kind of look, this is their motivation this year is, hey, SMU's looked at as an offensive school, and the defense is kind of been an afterthought, and they want to up the game and kind of change the narrative. I guess from an offensive guy, how excited does that make you to hear that that's their mentality? Like, hey, we got to pick it up a little bit.
It's awesome. I think what do they say, like something like the best offense is a great defense or something like that. There's a quote that's something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, our defense has, we like I said, we have an unbelievable edge this year. Guys are flying around. we obviously we had great pieces on the O-line, but our defensive line is unbelievable. We're going to be really good on defense.
Coach Woods mentioned that obviously you guys are going to miss Rasheed Rice. In addition to all the catches and the yards and the touchdowns that he gave you last year, he was also one of the most vocal players on the sideline. Do you see someone who is going to step into that role, or do you even need someone to be that loud, vocal guy on the sideline between series?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily one guy. I think everyone in that receiver room knows their role, and there are a ton of guys who aren't afraid to speak up and hold each other accountable, which is really, really cool to see. Starting to see guys come out of their shell and really push their teammates.
What have you seen from Kevin Jennings since he got here to now?
Kevin's awesome. Kevin's a beast. I think he's matured a ton physically since he's gotten here, and he's really starting to understand the game. Not that he didn't before, but he's really starting to grow in the film room, and obviously you can see when he's out there, he's special. He's got unbelievable arm talent, great feet, and he's just going to keep getting better.
Obviously, part of your skill set is extending plays, running with the ball, scrambling. That's kind of how the injury happened last year. Is that something you have to think about pushing out of your head, or is it just not even something you worry or think about?
No, I think it goes back to what you guys were asking me earlier. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to go out there and play my game. If a situation calls for me to be more of a runner, I'll be more of a runner. If a game calls for me more of a passer, I'll be more of a passer.
One thing Scott Simons talked about was when Chris Adamora is on the field, there's a difference. There's kind of a difference in athleticism in that linebacker room. Do you notice that? I mean, I'm sure it's kind of a blur and you're focusing on your offense, but when a guy does come in on defense, you're like, oh, hey, they're a little bit more athletic at linebacker now.
There's definitely certain guys that you have your head on a swivel for. I would say Chris is one of those guys. Chris is a really, really talented player, really hard worker. Chris is really good.
Awesome. All right.
Good.
Good.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you guys.
I like the